mata
mata kidwe
mata
mata nkala
mata ngala
mata nkeni
bere dan mata
aye bwakire buye nyumba ya bokere abana ba bokere aino batibi koroto
Bor bel korge tor anonge kamange yo kanye dala mange yo to ero kamana uru nasa buitu
karam pikajan pokot kukuran la mena Hussein ilmi nyal o cha wa school kinyang ungtan kwa lapai.
Today I would like to tell you a little bit about the Isahakia community. Well, the Isahakia community arrived in Kenya in the mid 1900, that's about 1860. Although they were traders and early traders who used to do spices trading between the port city of Berbera, Somaliland, and Zanzibar, all the way to the coastal Kenya, around Mombasa in the years 1600s, but they did migrate to Kenya in about 1860, all the way up to the First World War, which was about 1914. Many don't know that British Somaliland at the time, just like Kenya, was a British protectorate and colony, and that's how this Isahakia community migrated to Kenya. It's worth noting that, and of which still many don't know, is that the Lord Delamere, who today is famous in Kenya, was brought by the Isahakia community from Hargeisa all the way to Kenya in the year 1897 during this migration. The Isahakia community took part in the building of Kenya. They started all the way during the pre-colonial era, or should I say pre-independence. They fought against the British. They worked with the Mau Mau. They founded the Mau Mau. Notable names that are not recognized today, but fought for the independence of this country include the famous poet Muhammad Nur Fadal, businessman and trader who funded the Mau Mau, Muhammad Hassan Chabali. We have the Mzee Ali Kabati, former mayor of Thika. We have Mzee Muhammad Ismail of Samburu Maralal, who used to help Kenyatta and other detainees when they were detained by the British. We have many Somali leaders who, after the independence of Kenya, who formed and were part of the government, were all from this community. The first elected councillor in Isli was Mzee Hussein Mohamed Ar, who later became and started the Isli business community. We have the former mayor Kajiado and long-term mayor Mohamed Iman. We have an Ahmed Hashi, who also served as mayor in Narok County. We have the first clerk of Isiolo County, Mzee Ibrahim Mohammed. We have Omar Clark, who also served. We had the first district commissioners, Bwana Hussein Awale. We had, who later also became the first Kenyan ambassador, Muhammad Ali. We had the first financial secretary, Adan Hirsigurey, Allah Rahma. We had, and still is around, Dr. Isahakia, who served as the first Somali PS. Also his brother, who later became a minister in the government of Uhuru Kenyatta. and many others. I can't mention. There were so many of them. We had Mzee Iga Muse, who was a community leader, educated at that time, who wrote letters to the British, and many others. We had the first Legco MP, who was also the leader of the whole of NFD, Mzee Ahmed Farah Ileye, and many others. I can't just mention all their names. So this community served very diligently, whether they were at work, working for the government, whether they were fighting for the independence of this country. They have served culturally. We had in the book of Madam Karen Blixen, when you read that book, Mzee Farah Adan, who is mentioned in that book, also comes from this community. So this community has a vast history in this country. They settled in all 47 counties. They speak the native languages of all Kenyan communities. Apart from English and Swahili, I believe they are the only Somali community who can speak all the other languages of this country, as we will demonstrate some of them doing the same. They live in remote areas of this country, whether in Samburu, Pokot, Turkana, and many other counties. So this community deserves its place, and it is right, and it is not something they are begging for. It is a demand, and hopefully they will get what they deserve.
Ohoro waku we mwega, we wako, de wa Nyeri, de wa Kiambu, de wa Karatina.
Ndauga Ngai nĩ mwega mũno nĩ ũndũ wa ageni aya moka gũtũcerera gũkũ, na nĩ ndamera ũrĩa tũikarĩte na inyuĩ mĩaka ĩyo yothe. Niĩ njiarĩirwo gũkũ, ngathomera gũkũ, coka ngĩthiĩ nginya Mũhũhũ High School, na ngĩthiĩ Jomo Kenyatta University ĩno ya haha Juja, na kahinda gakwa gagĩthire ga siasa. Rĩu ndĩ mwana biashara.
An nyinga iluongo ni Abdi Salam Suleiman. Ananyola Migori, kanyo kamano ng'at penda, hospital miluongo ni Ombo. Asome school miluongo Kadika Primary School. An nabedo gi joluo, achamo nyoyo kodgi, achamo omena kodgi, achamo kuon bel kodgi. Koro an onge kama ng'eyo, kanyo e dala mang'eyo, to erokamano uru, Nyasaye ogwedhu.
Sisi Somali Isaka community, lakini nebule chwele na Bungoma County nasomela eneno nami nileno hata semani le kabundu anita. So Bungoma County Isahakia community.
Gore nanuna gara Oljumari, gara Ololoshojo Isahakia, na dangare naroga do yugi. En kito bigol larin kumodin ne medal dongan lama yelo dangare narok kito bigol larin bogen en na gajo ikumo lengar masela yelo nikita asa siaitin kumodin nebo en kisi jengado yeri gore kita de tugino de siaitin bogen niki asita nakop en nago ga yelo do leninye namara nagarol dongan ilia 12 donganak Neagu gore neme do yoge mwa lo papa tangasa bunu na ko bangare narok neta nangai nakop lo ka guya lang neta nangai nakop
Karam Pikajan Pokot Kukuran Lame na Hussein Ilmi Jebanyal o cha wa school kinyang ungtan kwa lapai o cha jeba Hussein Ilmi ko wa school kinyang omita kabila nyoklenda isahakia Pikajan jopo Pokot Karam kabisa.
Aku se Baringo County da Maravin. Agaso mane da Maravin. Anyoni bonde in 1914. Agaso mane Ravin. Mission primary. Baringo secondary 1960. Primary 1967. Secondary 1970s. Ata Gongoi.
unene moiboro kuriande nkaisukuri ya Nyaroha ngasoma ho ngasokia nkaya mpaka secondary ho basi mbene ne kigambo nkionse nkimanyere ano ndabakeria basumari bano barengi humbu kora mbuye muhoyire bonswi witombe tochire hanombe karai 1951 hano bachiri kurwa rumbwa ayambe aye bwakire buye nyumba ya bokere abana babokere aino batibi koroto timbo atemangana rende nintegete bono kucha seito rende
kaji nanu Abdullahi Muhammad ikimanya ngop najiru muruti na kesho mo apata babalai na nemanya rumuruti niki boitare dongana oji sambur ol kokoyo pogin iki boitare na ngop suba toleng iki boitare tenya ngop na kayo nairo rogin dongana pogin sambur on dongano lango pogi samale
ane makanki ya ali bobet moyale dalade moyale guddade afan kenna afan borana tinga guddanne aada borana gudda fudanne akasifunu ini yomu aljirro boranum ne saban
hatumia jina langu ne wabdi mino na velo kuko Isiolo lakini nasagala sana koko ale district na kimanya chosini mimi chiduruma na kibi mimi si muduruma kama hare lakini na velo na tariza kuko lakini mimi beni Msomali Isaka community
arang akakiro Mohamed Abdi Jama papa ngarai Abdi apa ngarai Jama awet ekedo intang lolo dua adomi tang dukulu ngala primary Kalakol township asa poloni ti akang dua Turkana meta yoki ti atar ngakine ngala beredang Turkana lu ti atar na uyo yang Turkana ara Turkana it kama ana ye yang amara Turkana it lakini ara community ngola isahakia
okay ejokalo bay nyai bana
ngale yoma
ngona ejok mata
ngibare
mata
ngidwe
mata
ngala
mata ngala
keni
beredang mata